Hello, this is Mark Denham, radio presenter, audio producer, voiceover artist, and podcaster. And we are back with the audio journey. Before Christmas, we built up to a stage where you could have built your own session template for either commercial production or maybe radio imaging, or indeed a different one altogether for podcasting. What we're about to show you today is not a one-size-fits-all. Okay, so this will work. Say, if you're doing radio imaging, this will work. If you're doing podcasting, you do not want your podcast host or indeed your podcast guest to be heavily laden with reverb, because somebody listening to, say, a 20, 30, 40-minute podcast with a heavy reverb on it is just going to think that the host recorded the podcast sat on their loo in the bathroom. What we have here is we have a couple of files. We have a copyright music file, and we also have a file of sweepers that went together to make up my radio station sweepers.
Broadcasting from Slough, streaming around the world. This is Atom Radio.
Okay, so there we are, and those are all the some of the different sweepers. We'll start a new multi-track session, and we won't use a template for this. We'll just call that Reverb Demo, and then we will drag in the voice. We'll cut Control and K or Command and K if you're on a Mac, and then we just have this one sweeper.
Broadcasting from Slough.
Now that will need, obviously, if I was producing this to actually be used, I would be going in, putting a bit of noise gate on it to get rid of that background noise. I would be putting some EQ on it at a minimum as well, just to brighten it up a little. But for the purposes of this, I just want to show you about reverb. Now, if you go in here, Studio Reverb is a good reverb. It will work on almost any PC real time. There's also a full reverb effect that I do use sometimes, and despite this being a powerful PC, 3.8 gigahertz processor, 6 cores, 32 gigs of RAM, full reverb will not work without lag. It's just a very processor intensive effect. One thing here to note, there are obviously many presets in here. You've got lots of presets outside of club vocal reverb, which is what we're looking at here. We'll go with a medium reverb. Now, let me play this to you.
Broadcasting from Slough.
What you'll see is this output level. Dry is your original audio. Wet is just your reverb. So if I knock that to 100, that's 100% of the original dry and 0 of the wet.
Streaming around the world.
You have absolutely no reverb. If I do it the other way, it'll be almost inaudible what's being said, but you will hear all of the reverb. And there you go. That sounds like it's coming from the bottom of a well. So what you want to do is you want to get, let's say, a happy medium in there in your presets.
Broadcasting from Slough, streaming around the world. This is Atom Radio.
And then if we were to very quickly mix that down, you'll see the decay here of the reverb. There's the decay of the reverb, and that is simple reverb. Done. But it's not all that reverb can do. I'm going to copy this across now, and I'm going to place a cut in here. So you've got your broadcasting from Slough, streaming around the world, and then you've got...
This is Atom Radio.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy that down here and copy unique. This has now created a separate file just with...
This is Atom Radio.
And that's all that's in it, okay? So I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to insert silent, and I'll show you how reverb can be more powerful now. We'll have a silence of 10 seconds. Doesn't matter that it is included in a clip already, because we're going to line that up again. I'm now going to reverse this audio, and there it is. There you go. Reversed and done. Go back into reverb, studio reverb, and this time we'll go with the same one. We'll boost that up to 100, and we'll leave it at 40, because all we want really out of this is what I'll show you we're going to generate in a moment. Apply that, and you can see we now have a tail. There's now a tail on that, and if we go back and we reverse it around again, you can hear... That's your reverb that you generated backwards. Now you've turned it around forwards. You've got a build up to that. So let's go back here and we'll drag this out so it lines up. And then all we need to do is just line this up. Actually on the screen would probably be beneficial, would it not? And if we line this up like that, you'll hear...
World. This is Atom Radio.
It's not quite lined up. You can tell that because you can just hear that little bit of phasing.
Yeah.
Okay, so all we want here now is we just want to be able to hear this tail.
World. This is Atom Radio.
And what we can do is we can put a fade out on that because we only need that tail.
Round the world. This is Atom Radio.
Now, there is another way that you could do that altogether. I'm going to create another copy of that now. Copy unique here. Mute this one out. And then if you want an even bigger tail on that, again, exactly the same principle. Go back to the start. Effects. Insert silence first. Remember to insert silence. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do this. Add your silence onto it. There it is. Effects, reverse. And now I'll show you here. On a powerful PC, this is a fairly powerful PC. I've gone with full reverb, and you can see here, there is a delay. And it tells you, may not be suitable for real-time playback, because it's either CPU intensive or high latency. That's fine. Now, apply that. Again, watch the lag because this is such a processor intensive effect. But you'll see here we get a much, much bigger reverb on this. And indeed a much, much bigger tail as well. Look at that now. Effects, reverse. There it is. Now, let's take that one back into here, and we want to drag it out, and then we're going to line this up. It'll be a little bit more difficult to line up because we have a much bigger reverb effect here, but let's see how well we can now line this up. And then you can listen now to the tail effect that we've created.
From Slough, streaming around the world, this is Atom Radio.
And again, you can hear now that tail that we've created there with the reverb just by reversing it. We don't really need, let me see, we don't really need this because this is very washed out with reverb. All we really need is the tail bit. So, while the sweeper now plays...
Broadcasting from Slough, streaming around the world, this is Atom Radio.
And there you go. That is another thing you can do with reverb. Again, the same with music. Let's drag this in here. So now we have my favorite bit of copyright music. As always, I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. Say I was doing a promo or a trailer. Okay, so there is beat one of the music. Cut it there. Job done. And I only want one little bit of this music. So let's find the bit I want. There you go. There is your beat one. Cut that there. Get rid of it. Now we have just the bit of music we want. Doesn't sound that good, does it? What doesn't help there is that's already on a track with reverb. Let me put it down on a plain track. See, that's not a good cut at all, is it? So what we could do here to end this off, is we could copy that, and again, Control and K to cut it, copy it down onto another track, and on that track we will put some reverb. Reverb, studio reverb. This time around we'll go for, let's say, the Great Hall, which is going to give you a fairly good reverb. Let's be honest about this. We'll knock that up a little bit just so we get just the reverb, and you can hear the decay on that now. If we just go back with the original, doesn't sound good. Let's look at this one. Got a decay. So when you now put that together, we'll put a little fade out on that one, and if we have a listen now, there you've got a nice reverb at the end. Now let's listen to this. Doesn't really start that smoothly, does it? Again, you can now use reverb, something that we learned earlier, Do another cut there and drag that down to track 6 this time. Copy unique, open it up here in the waveform window. Go back to the start, and then you want to insert silence again, just like we did the last time. That's good. Reverse it, so effects and reverse. There it is at the beginning, and we'll use the full reverb again now, which you will see once again. Up comes the warning. I should really click don't show this again, shouldn't I? But up comes the warning. Thank you very much indeed. Done, and apply. And wait. It's not a very long clip though, so it's okay, but we can wait while it does its thing. And any moment now, bing, there it is. Okay. Go back, reverse it again. So it's now back the right way round, and you can hear. There you go. So now, if you are producing a promo from that, I'm going to move it up to this track just for now, so it's easy to line up, and then I'll drag it back down again in a moment to its rightful place. But you can see here it is. Oh, no. And then what I want to do is I want to line up that beat where it starts with this beat where it starts, and then again, we'll fade out the bit that we don't want. So go back to here, and then we line that up like that. We'll drag that back down to track 6. Apply a fade out on here because we don't need the big washed out version when we have the original. And then you can hear now, in order to start this, right, so let's have a little listen to what we've made there in terms of the music. Firstly, you had the original, which is this. That's the original, which just fades away. Or you've got the one that we've used here now for this promo, for this commercial, whatever it is. And there you go. There are some of the things that you can do with reverb. Works on voices, it works on music, and it just works. It makes things sound better. One very, very important thing, though, if you are recording voiceover, record it dry. Always, always try and cut out the reverb or reflections in your original audio, because reverb is something that should only ever be applied in post by whoever is producing whatever it is that you have recorded. So if you're recording a voiceover for an advert, it's up to the producer whether to whack on the reverb or whether to have it totally dry. If you therefore record with room reflections, etc., 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 you have taken that away. That's very, very important to say. You have taken it away because, like, you know, this sounds good. This one here with, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Just very, very quickly, just a lesson for you if you are recording if you're recording in audio. Let's just mix this down here because we have put a bit of reverb onto this now. So we'll mix down the time selection and there.
Broadcasting from Slough, streaming around the world. This is Atom Radio.
There you go. That's now with reverb. If you were to record like that, and you go into the de-reverb effect here, which Adobe Audition has.
Broadcasting from Slough, streaming around the world.
There's still quite a bit of reverb there, isn't there? So let's go for heavy reverb reduction to remove that reverb that's been apparently recorded in as room tone, shall we say.
Broadcasting from Slough, streaming around the world. This is Atom Radio.
The reverb is gone, but the audio sounds like it's coming from underwater. So, reverb, brilliant for post-production. Avoid it when recording at all costs. Hope this has been of help to you. Visit the website markdenham.com for more on the audio journey. And of course, if there's anything I can do for you in terms of questions or anything you need answering, then just stick them as a comment below. Or if you need anything recording or producing, give me a shout. Go produce some amazing audio and have fun.